And we are on our way to the gym. Yep, it is chest day. And I've been doing a lot of thinking about life and things like that. It's more so I'm thinking, it's not the physical part of being ready. It's more mental, in that I don't know if I'm going to be mentally ready for the competition in July. I have the time off for it, so I'm taking it, obviously. But am I going to be mentally prepared? Because this has just been a way busier year than I have been anticipating, with the auditions, the job, working on YouTube videos. The YouTube videos are kind of more just me just working on everything, but just to show progress. So this really isn't a stressor to it. But with just everything else going on, am I going to be mentally prepared for the competition? I don't know, especially with because I haven't gotten this many auditions in a row this quickly and this frequently. That auditions don't mean roles, obviously, but I'm seeing that pick up much more as of late. I just think it's also this time of year. But anyways, it's something I've been thinking about, and we shall see. I am almost at the gym, and I will see you guys when we get in there, or maybe in the parking lot. I don't know yet if I want to do a deeper thoughts conversation, but let's get to working out. So I actually wanted to talk about some good things about weather. I know, surprising, right? And it's the cold weather I wanted to compliment for a moment. More so during the specific times of year, as opposed to having consistent cold when it's the middle of spring. Now, when it comes autumn time, over the last few years, we've been getting rare, genuine autumns that make a great band name. But I love autumn. It's my favorite time of year because I love the falling leaves, and the atmosphere it gives is just perfect for Halloween time and Thanksgiving. Just this subtly eerie and creepy, in a good way, vibe autumn has. It's just spectacular. And when it comes to winter, specifically during Christmas time, and I guess only during around Christmas time, we're going to be honest, the cold and snowy weather is just awesome for, like I said, during Christmas time. And I think a lot of that has to come down to the cool lighting you get around Christmas, even though here where I live, winter doesn't officially begin until mid-January, and then it just doesn't stop until March or maybe even May sometimes. But if we ever get lucky enough during Christmas time to have a nice snow with the Christmas decorations all hanging out, it actually looks gorgeous. And I think a lot of people know what I mean when I say that, because people talk about seasonal depression and things like that. And I believe that a lot of people bypass that during Christmas time because of how beautiful we look at Christmas. Because Christmas is a fun time of year. You get the cool lights, you get the cool snow, you get to spend time with friends. It's the best. And so we are back home from the gym, and unfortunately I gotta get ready for work because unfortunately YouTube is not a full-time job, as fun as, well, in theory, that might be. But post-workout shake, all ready to go.
Some good fucking food.
It's gonna be tasty, I know that. And the reason I know why God is real is because someone did indeed invent homemade jelly that I can use with my powdered peanut butter rice cakes, and that makes life worth living. Praise the Lord, lift his name on high, as per usual, my friends.
Is the pump.
But anyway, I gotta get ready for work. I'll catch you guys at the end of it. I'll have something fun to talk about. Maybe about a movie about zombie chickens. Don't worry. So now I am finally home after a long 8-hour shift. But my legs are sore, I'm tired, and I know I'm going to sleep well tonight. So what do I want to talk about? I wanted to talk about art not the clown.
Piece of shit.
Now, art can take many forms, whether it be music, pictures, photography, movies, video games, art, all of its forms. And the one thing, like, and here's the thing, when it comes to like paintings and things like that, I couldn't tell you the name of many great painters outside, you know, Michelangelo, Raphael, Donatello, Leonardo.
Piece of shit.
I can tell you those off the top of my head any day of the week, but when it comes to like modern painters and things like that, you know, there's Jackson Pollock, there's the guy who painted trees. Oh my gosh, I'm forgetting his name. But anyway, it's been that long of a day that I can't even remember his name, and he's like the most famous TV painter of all time. But when it comes to modern artists, or it doesn't have to be modern, I appreciate bad art a lot. Now, what do I mean by bad art? I don't mean art that is bad by means of someone with high skill intentionally went out of their way to make something bad. That actually, I tend to not like that at all. Or it just kind of looks plain or simple or something like that. Or even like stuff that looks like plain or simple, looks safe. That irritates me a lot. And it goes into all forms of art. What I do appreciate, though, when it comes to bad art, is someone who has a passion for it, and they try and they try and they try, but Lord knows they didn't succeed. And obviously a lot of the time it comes down to they just need to train more, because you're not going to be birthed artist like that. I mean, there's some people who are prodigies and just can figure things out relatively quickly, but for most people, you have to actively continue to learn your skill in order to improve on it. But seeing the people do their first big piece of art, and it is just awful, it always puts a smile on my face, because you can tell the love and passion for it is there. But they just didn't land it, my friends. They just didn't land it. And here's the thing, I'm well aware, not everything can be Poultrygeist Night of the Chicken Dead, because this is art in its most purest and perfect form. So you gotta have your standards, folks. But when you see, like, I'll go to movies, like you see movies like The Room, Plan 9 from Outer Space, Troll 2. These are people who are genuinely trying to make a good movie, but holy moly, did they not. But here's the thing, and when I talked about bad movies before, I mostly talked about bad horror movies. If the movie entertained me, then it did exactly what it was supposed to do. And you know, there's like art films where the movie's very slow and very boring and is considered a masterpiece. But like I said, if someone makes a movie with genuine care, genuine passion, and they wanted to make this movie, you could tell that they loved this movie. They cared about making this film. And it just fell apart. It turned out awful. And I love it. There are exceptions to like bad movies and things like that. And even with bad video games. Oh man, bad video games can be a lot of fun if you're in the right mood for it. Like the 3 CDI Zelda games, Plumbers Don't Wear Ties, Corpse Killer. Corpse Killer is actually a game I play whenever I'm sick. Night Trap. Night Trap's not that bad. Hong Kong 97. A lot of my fascination for bad video games, though, comes from, you know, the Angry Video Gamer and things like that. Or even like bad music. This one's a little bit harder to get by, but, or even like hard for people to understand. Like if one of the most infamous bad albums is like the Shags. If you haven't listened to that one album they made, give it a look. They had no training with music, but they still try to make an album. It's not good, but it's still a lot of fun to listen to, especially when you listen to music with a lot of music nerds. So that's what I mean. Like, the bad has to come from people who had an intention of passion, not just something that like kind of came from an assembly line. Because I'd rather be a video game be made and it is terrible, but you could tell the people really wanted to make a great game. I mean, Plumbers Don't Wear Ties isn't like that at all, but because I don't even think they actually wanted to make a video game. I forget what they said. There was a behind the scenes of the bonus features of the recent release, the re-release they did. But there's still something like charming about that game, you know? Especially with the bonus features on the deluxe edition or definitive edition. In what universe was anyone expecting Plumbers Don't Wear Ties to get a definitive edition? And I paid for it. I got the platinum trophy on it, but it's not that hard to get. I was hoping they would do more with the trophies when it came to the choices you made, but there's none. And that was unfortunate, but I still had a lot of fun playing that game. Or Corpse Killer. It's just kind of a game where you move the cursor around and you shoot at the zombies charging in at you. And it's a lot of fun. It is a lot of fun. Like I said, that's the game I like to play whenever I'm sick, because it is very simple. We just sit back, just move that thing around, and then shoot some zombies and watch some goofy cutscenes after it. And what's more fun than that? What's more fun than finding a movie you just at like your local, whether it be thrift store or some place down the road that sells, like, they have like a huge selection of used DVDs, and you just find some movie you've never heard of before. You take it off the shelf and it has like some really poorly done box art, and you watch it and it is awful, but oh my gosh, you just have a laugh while watching it. And that's why bad art is great in its own way. I'd rather something be made where they had the greatest intentions. They wanted to make something spectacular, but you know what? It just went so horribly wrong because there's heart and passion into it. And I'd rather something with heart and passion in it be terrible than something that is just made completely safe and it is very much a good form of art, but it has no taste. Unlike Poultrygeist. But anyway, I still gotta make supper and I gotta get ready for bed. So I'll catch you guys later. Good night.